主が飼いならしてきた犬とは勝手が違うぞ。避けられはせん。バーンストーン、小アッペが消し去ってやる。ヘトロディスラプション、バルキリーアナトミア。
真似て真似てまた真似て、真似するだけが鳥への道化師だ。
そうだ。せい。
バルキリーアナトミア。
俺は自分が散々切り捨ててきた者たちこそ守りたかったのだ。貴様の力量を見せてもらおうか。
死ね。
行く末の無事を祈ってやろう。奥義表層法人バルキリーアナトミア。
意外にやるのね。あの世で自慢していいわよ。その痩せ我慢どこまで持つかしら。見せてあげるわ。終わらせてあげるわ。サプライズホーン、バルキリーアナトミア。
せめてもう一度スオ様に会いたい。この光が魔を払います。これでクロスエアレイド、永遠に儚く。バルキリーアナトミア。みんなを騙している自分がどうしようもなく許せなくて苦しい。私はもう騙さないってそう決めたから。倒れてボルトテンペスト、撃ち滅ぼせ荒れ狂う雷光よ。奥義ストームレイジ、バルキリーアナトミア。
Hello guys, this is ScherBR talking, and in today's video I want to talk about the characters that are being voted for the special login event. And well, there's a lot of stuff. These characters can be better than others, but also there's something like the fan favorite characters. This time around, at least, the fan favorite characters that are from the Valkyrie profile series are usually better than the other characters. So this makes things easier. But first, before I talk about all these characters here, I just want to talk something. Just choose your character that you want based on your preferences. What I'm talking about here is just how it, on the meta system, and how it will affect the gameplay of the game on the current meta. So, all these characters, like I said, are useful, but some are better than others. Gander, Suo are the characters that are very different from the others here. And also Shiho. Shiho, Gander, and Suo, the first ones of each of these pairs, are F-activate characters. They were released in Japan after 1 year and a half at least. So they are second generation characters. They have better status, their passives are usually better than the other characters. But before we analyze this stuff, we'll have to show you one by one of these characters so you can understand why some are better than the others. So let's start with Gander. He's the first character. I made some an album here so that you can show, so that I can show you guys how the difference on each status and its skills. This image was published by the developers on Facebook, and it says that his unique trait, he has the power to greatly increase the magic power damage of his party, and it's very true. This is his best characteristic. You can just swipe here and we can check everything that's good about him. And the first skill is Flame of the Wise Man, and it increases magic power sharply. Sharply, it's a new name. We don't have this name here because Gander is the most advanced character in this list. Sharply is probably better than Greatly, and but I'm still not so sure about how much this increases, but it's better than the buffs that we have right now. And the second one is the best skill from Gander. It says it's military intelligence. When the Purification is one or more, the magical power of all allies rises. Why this is important? Like I said before, there's not many characters that have a party buffs on their skills, and when they have, this turns them into very special characters. Gander has this way of buffing all allies without doing nothing. He just needs the Purify energy to be at least at 1 or more, and when the start of his turn, he will just buff everyone. And that's why he's so good, because, well, there's a staff in the future that has buffs, utility. Instead of just doing damage, this staff will just be used like the Vorpal, like the Volk Blaze or the Chiveltulite that you just use to buff your characters. So even when Gander gets outclassed, you can just get him to use a buff staff, and he will just act as support, and a very offensive type of support. He can just buff everyone by using the staff that raises stats, and also increase the mag of everyone because of his passive skill. The third one is called Architect, and this damage caused by flames increases at the start of each of your friendly turn. So this is like Rage, but only it's based on fire element. But that's good because he just uses fire. He can't trade his element. He's just a standard type of magician, not unlike Nord or Freya that has different types of attacks. He's just a standard, and also he can hit for 16 times, 16 hits. He starts with Firestorm. Firestorm is 6 hits, Fire Lance is 4 hits, and Firestorm is another 6 hits. So he can deal up to 16 hits. He's very good because of it, and also he has the access to his Unique Orb. We won't be getting the Unique Orb, we have to chase this one after. And he's an F-activate character, like I said, he's a second generation character. And he has the second skill is called Ambition. It increases magic power if the damage from the fire element. Well, you see, he's not that reliant on using his Unique Orb to work, so he's a good choice because of it. You can just work what you have, and he's the best fire magic in the game in Japan right now. If not the best, the second best. I'm pretty sure of it. And his military intelligence skill is just non-matched. He has, at least on his element, he's the best at doing this type of stuff. He won't be outclassed because of just that, okay? So this is Gander. Let's just give a look on the other character. The other character is called Naraku. He's also from the fire, but he's a sword fighter. He uses light swords instead of great swords. You can see that the Deathstalker, his unique trait is he grows exponentially stronger as the battle drags on. This is Rage, I believe. And really shows his talent when fighting in longer battles. It's just the same stuff. Okay, we just get to the next page. And it says that he has Master Imitation that increases physical attack on ally turns. Ally turns, it's just on the start of his turns. And he also gets more damage by Flame, but Pretended Sage, it increases his ferric damage by each of your ally turns. I don't know why they say ally turns, because it's just turns, because the turn is always your ally turn. And also the physical defense rises on ally turns again. It's just that he's a stackable type of character, that's why he's strong. He's still relevant in Japan. He could be used, he's not meta anymore, as like quite some time. But he's still useful because of his strategy is just to stay on longer fights. And he can get to very high levels without having to become outclassed, because all the buffs that increases on each turn gets better than normal buffs, like the buff that just increases a single status without greatly increasing or just stacking it. So that's why he's good. You see, he also has 3 types of attacks. Just the last one is from the fire element, and this attack launches the enemy. So the first, the second, and the fourth attacks are non-elemental, so he can also convert his element. He just don't need to stay on the fire element, but he will doing a lot more damage because he has the Pretended Sage that increases his flame attack. So, well, let's just give a look on his orb. And on his orb, you can see he raises physical attack and flame attack. So this is the same stuff. He will be getting more damage from this bolt, but this is not stackable. And he also very good character to be used without the need of his unique orb, because the Mimic Hero only increases the physical attack and flame attack, but not stackable like his common skills. His common skills are even better than the skills from the orb. Sometimes the character has a better skills coming from the orb, sometimes he comes from his passives. In his case, just his passives are good enough for him to be a very good character without the use of his orb. In the future, we'll have more status just by party assistance or just by the weapons that we use, and the orb, while still very good, won't be that good as it is right now, okay? So, also a good character because of it, but I still believe that in this round, Gander against Miraculous, Gander wins this round. Why? Because of that skill that raises the whole squad damage. It's just very important to have. And also Gander is from the F type of increase on activate. That's why Mercurius will lose on this. But also he's very standable type of character. He works by himself, doesn't need an assistance. So if he wins this match, he's also a very good character to be a choice for us. Okay, let's just keep going. This is for the first fight. It's already going. I'm sorry, but I didn't have time to make this before. So I see that this confront is just very similar. They are very close to 50% each one of them. So that's the second fight. The second fight is Suo against Leone. Well, this is a very interesting fight. Why? Because Suo is a character from the E-Activate. He's one of the last characters from the E-Activate. But also, you see, they said that he's able to increase his critical hit percentage, making him a damaging physical attacker. But this description is pretty vague. Let's just give a look and we can just see how much good is Suo. This first skill is called 100 Devil's Fencing and increases the physical attack. The Art of Center Death increases critical damage. And the Crimson Armor takes less damage from ice and reduces the chance of being frozen. Well, Suo has this Crimson Armor, it's not always important. In our actual meta, it's just good to do damage and you don't need to survive much longer. And that's why I just don't think that Crimson Armor is that important. Also, he has the limited skills. We're not still talking about limited skills because it's something that we still don't have. And talk about this stuff doesn't really means like it's important right now. So okay, Suo has 3 attacks that are forward. It's very easy to use. And the first one is non-elemental, the second non-elemental, and only the third is from the ice. The fourth is non-elemental as well. So you can just use a different type of weapon that is not ice, and he could still work well. But, well, his orb also increases his ice damage attack. So if you're using him with the orb, just choose the ice as the first elemental. Suo is good. He's a very classic character. A lot of people like Suo. I am a very fan of Suo as well. But I'm also a fan of the second character here, and the utility from the second character here is a little better than Suo. Suo is just a damage dealer. We have a lot of damage dealers. And let's talk about Leon. Leon is the very good character here, and Leon is a little better than Suo. That's hard to argue about that. Well, let's just see the description. Leon is a sword fighter. It's light swords from the element lightning, and she's able to heal her party on the critical hits. Also has a very high count of hits, and making her adept of producing a lot of experience and gold crystals. That's true. Leon has 12 hits. You see that she has the first skill called Mercenary Skill. The second, it increases physical attack. It's good. The second is called Infer Treasure. It increases damage. It's percentage damage. And you restore HP on critical hits. Well, this one is the best that she has. And the second one is called Soul Control. It increases critical hits and enemies drops more crystals. Well, all of her passives are just important all the time. I know that sometimes sustaining more damage is not the best thing to do, but we'll probably get neither difficulty from Seraph Gate. She could be very useful here. She's also from the lightning element, and she's trying to replace Sina as a critical hit healer. But, well, Leone has a lot more hits. She can just heal way better than Lucina, and she's considered to be the second best healer in the game. She only beatable by Velvet, and Velvet is a collab type of character from Tails games, and she's came from a game that's already shut down. Well, the Tales of series is still a very popular series on the West, but also the Velvet that came from the game in Japan was from the game that's already shut down. We're not so sure if Velvet will come from the Western version of the game. So if she doesn't come, Leone is the best healer of the game. For us, at least, until we get another chances. So that's why she's just so good. And the number of attacks is very good. If I don't remember correctly, it's 12 hits. And all of her skills are just good. Just like the new character we got from Valhalla Assault 3. Let me see if I remember her name. Marge. Marge has a lot of passive skills that are unmatched. Everything that she has is important. And this is the same case as Leone. All of her skills are just good. Well, and let's just keep going. Also, it's important to notice that only her last attack is from the lightning element. Let's just check her orb. And her orb increases physical damage and lightning damage as well. So she just gets more damage, but she's not reliant on having her orb to heal. She's not like Rebecca. Rebecca really needs her orb to heal, and she has not many hits. Her healing is not that important, but at least Rebecca has a very high critical chance. I'm also sure about Leone. I never played with her, but I do believe she's very high because I saw some streams using Leone, and she was just saving a lot of matches because she was hitting almost 15% of the damage back. That on a single turn. So that's how important she is. You may not see this right now, but in the future we will be using some sustain squads because we won't be able to do that much damage to kill the bosses. Okay, Leone is still relevant in Japan right now. She's like Arngrim. Arngrim is still relevant, and she's also relevant. Gander is still relevant as well, okay? Let's just keep going. And now we have Shiho. Before I talk about Shiho, let's just get back here. And like I said, let's back to the first image. In this case, Leone is better than Suo. It hurts me to say I'm a fan of Leone. Leone is just a vessel for Hurst, and Suo is just so cool, but in this case, his utility is lesser than Leone. It's just a fact. Okay, now we have the last fight is Shiho against Frosty, and it's very easy to choose here. I'm really sure that the clear winner here is Shiho, and it's by 2 causes, and we'll check this right now. Let's just go to the image. Yeah, Shiho is a sorcerer and staff user from the Holy Element. The dev says that she greatly increases the Holy Elemental damage of her party, and also has a very high hit count, making her adept of producing experience and gold crystals. Yes, that's very true about her. And her first attack is the Crosshair Hate, and all the other attacks is called Ignite Javelin. So it's like Sacred Javelin, but the first hit is 6 hits, and the second one, if I believe correctly, it's 4 or 5 hits. So that's a lot of hits for this character, and she's from the Holy Elemental, and she has 3 default attacks. Even while she's a common magic, like you said, using common magic, she's not a different type of attack, like Norn that has a special animation. She uses the same type of pattern for common mages, but she has 3 attacks instead of 2. There's a character in the Valhalla Assault that we'll get just from now that also uses Holy and staffs, but she only has 2 attacks. So Shiho is just so good that she can be compared to most other mages from the Holy Element. She's way better than Freya right now. We only have Freya to compare to hers, and she's better than Freya in almost every respect. Well, the first skill called Magic Swordless Talent and increases magic attack. The second one is called Songtress Symbol and increases the holy damage from the whole squad. So this is like Gander, but only from the Holy Element. But there's a difference here. She doesn't need to have a Purification Gauge at level 1. So this will always be activated in all turns. Gander case, it's only activate when you have 1 Purification Gauge, and sometimes you're just facing the boss right from the start. And when you're facing the boss right from the start, you can increase on the first turn the Purification Gauge. So in Shiho Call, she will start already with the physical holy damage. She can also use staff that can buff instead of just dealing damage when she gets outclassed in the future. But right now she will be the best damage type of Holy Mage in the game. And also the third skill is called Focus of the Mind Eye, and she's less likely to be frozen, petrified, or blinded. Like I said, I'm not so sure if these things are good. I don't like this pretty much, but well, when it works, it works. And well, I was not talking about party skills because I don't think this is the most important thing for us to talk here. We have to talk about how the character works without seeing this, because party skills are just an added thing that you can get by, like a present, by just getting your character leveled. You don't really choose a character based on the party skill, but sometimes it just gets gives a little add for you, and just better to, like I said, like a present. It's just something added to you. It's not the focus of the character. And she gets the party skill eyes. Well, let's just get from the next character. Just give a look on her orb. There's her orb to be talked about yet. She gets an E activate. She's not activate. I thought she was an F activate, but okay, she's probably from the last characters to get the E activate. She increases the same stuff from the E activate, but the second skill is called Light Longing, and increases magic and holy damage. So she doesn't really need this. Just gets her better. And the best thing about her is just this Sanctra symbol to increase the holy damage. The holy damage will work for any character instead of, it doesn't matter if it's magical or physical, okay? So let's give a look on Frosty. This character here, never heard about this character. Her name indicates something about the ice element, but she's actually from the lightning element. Also, I don't really like her art at all. But well, the important thing is just other stuff. But also, if you are a fan favorite from the game, and you probably choose Shiho because she's from the first game. Okay, just give a look on her skills. The dev says that her unique trait is able to boost the Purify Gauge when getting attacked. She is exceptional when you require strong Purify attacks and short quests. Well, but she says that when getting attacked, but that's not true. When you see here, you see that the purification rise when an enemy dies. So when she kills an enemy, it maybe not even her. It can work for when anyone defeats an enemy, because it doesn't say her. But I'm not so sure about this. Okay, and the first skill is called Clean Soul and increases magic attack, and Cursed Fire diminishes the chances to being cursed or sealed. Sealed is something that's sealed not on our base game. It's probably something that I'm not so sure if it seals your purification attack or your limited skill or something like that, but it's something that we still don't have in the game, okay? She has also 3 different type of attacks. She does not use the common attacks like, well, from Lightning Element. Runval uses the standard magic from the series, but she has different type of attacks with different type of animation. Okay, well, we just get a look on the last page and talk about her unique orb, and she gets more magical damage and lightning damage as well. It's very standard stuff for most characters, and she is an E activate character. So the only F activate character here, let's just give a look back. The only F activate character here is Gander. Gander is the only F activate character. He is the one that's most from the future. Probably his military intelligence is better than the similar stuff from Shiho, but that it must be better than hers because of the different circumstances in which it activates yourself. Okay, so like I said, on the first fight, Gander is probably the best result, but Mercurius is also a very good character. In Suo against Leon case, I do believe Leon is the best chance we have. Like very good healer, it's a guarantee stuff. She doesn't really need her orb. Suo is good, but not so good. We have a lot of damage dealers in the game, so here Leon is the logical answer. And on Shiho against Frosty, Well, Frosty is just not that important, and Shiho has a unique type of skill as well compared to Gander. So she will stay more useful in the game, and more, and like, what can I say? Even when it costs it, you can still use her. That's it, guys, and sorry for being a little nervous. I was just doing a lot of videos, and it's very late on the hour here. It's almost midnight, and I have something more to do. But that's it. I hope this makes you helps you deciding which one character you vote. Okay. Please subscribe if you haven't, and we see each other on the next video.